It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's showtime, the Geno Jones Show time. I'm coming to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. You and everybody that you know and love and like and can't stand and hate, and folks, strangers, aliens from outer space, everybody, as Nelly would say, everybody, to subscribe. I am, less than 50 new subscribers as I click this button right here. I am less than 50 new subscribers away from becoming a YouTube partner. That means let me go ahead and give it to you straight, no chaser. Let me give you the Bacardi 151. That's old school. I don't drink, but that's rum. So all my old school folks, you know, I'm going to give you the 151 Bacardi without the Coke, no ice, uncut, straight. Right there where everybody, the goats and the dogs and the ants can get it. Less than 50 new subscribers away from getting a check from YouTube. So I want to thank all of my subscribers, all of my new subscribers, all of my subscribers from day one, from the door. Thank you. Let's keep growing the Geno Jones Show, and let's keep growing the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Let's continue to grow my media company, Geno Media. So I'm really excited. Returning to the show, there's a huge event that's going to be here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area in about 2 weeks. As a matter of fact, Butch Kennedy, he's the visionary, he's the mastermind, he's the genius, he's the producer, founder, and everything of this Boyz II Men's Conference. And I know at least one of the young men is going to join me, and hopefully I'm going to have both of the young men joining me, or two of the young men that are going to be part of this convention. It's a cross-generational conversation, which hence the term Boyz II Men Conference. So we're going to have a conversation and exchange of ideas and wisdom and vision and new ideas. I'm really excited to be a part of that. So they're going to be my guest on camera, talking about this huge event that's going to be happening in a couple weeks right here. Something that you can scale up and do in your city. Get together with the community, get together with, something that's so important. I can't stress it enough. We've got to not just have these conversations, but we've got to share the wisdom and the knowledge and the blueprint and tap into the energy of our young brothers and sisters. And we need, as men, we need to have these conversations and share what we have learned, share what we have done wrong, so they don't have to make those same mistakes. Give them the blueprint for what works. They can give us some visions on new and exciting ideas and different new creative ways to maybe do some of the things that we've been doing. So it's going to be a great exchange of ideas, of energy, of information, and of brotherhood and love. So I'm really excited about that. So first of all, I got to start off the show. I got to do this. I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. So everybody knows the cha-cha slide. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. 2 times. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. So a guy named, actually, DJ Chasper is his stage name. Willie Perry Jr. From Chicago, he's the man that created the song, The Cha-Cha Slide. Unfortunately, he died. He lost his battle. He had a long 7-year battle with cancer, and he lost that battle on Monday. And his wife, she notified the media and everyone that DJ Chasper, a.k.a. Willie Perry Jr., lost his life. So now the Cha-Cha Slide, actually, it started off as a track for the nephew of DJ Chasper's personal trainer. You know, I guess he had a membership at a Bally's fitness health club in Chicago, in Hyde Park neighborhood, where Um, Former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama still own a home where I used to live in that same neighborhood, the University of Chicago. So way back in 1998, so Chasper, for those who know him and love him, from Chicago, or DJ Chasper, so he just created these beats, song, and that was like the original Cha-Cha Slide, like I say, for the nephew of a personal trainer. And then in 2000, he re-released what the world knows as the Cha-Cha Slide. Slide to the left, boom. Slide to the right, 2 times, dun, dun, 3 times, dun, dun. Anyway, he's full disclosure. He was a good friend of mine, a dear friend of mine. About 10 years ago or so, he came to Charleston, and I had a big birthday celebration, and he performed for me. And he showed me a lot of love, and just he said, hey, man, look, I got you. Don't worry. We're not even going to talk business. He just showed me a lot of love. He really did. And I'm forever grateful, eternally grateful for that. He was just really a beautiful spirit, just really a good dude, super talented. So Chicago stepping, you've seen the videos, like folks saw R. Kelly stepping in the name of love. Folks in Chicago have been stepping for 70, 80 years, passed down from generation to generation. And so the station I used to work at in Chicago back in the mid-90s, V103, Chicago, actually, when I was there back around 93, created an event called the World's Largest Steppers Contest. So the 2 years that I was at V103, first 2 years, they had the World's Largest Steppers Contest. They would have, all around, basically, now they do it around the country. But they used to do it all around the Chicago area. They would have like dance-offs, quarterfinals, semifinals, and then like the finalists would come to the World's Largest Steppers Contest. And DJ Chasper won 3 years straight. As a matter of fact, it was like, dude, you can't win no more, all right? You're a retired, undefeated champ, but we got to give somebody else a chance to win. But just a good dude. So rest in peace, power, in paradise to my good friend DJ Chasper, aka Willie Perry Jr., who grew up in my old neighborhood, same neighborhood I grew up in, the Inglewood neighborhood in Chicago. So speaking of rest in peace, power, in paradise, happy heavenly birthday today I can make an argument, definitely one of the greatest singing voices, if not the greatest. I mean, it's a debate, but Whitney Houston. Very few people would argue. It's like, listen, Whitney had a voice like no other. Whitney Houston would have been 60 today. Happy heavenly birthday. Dion, prime time Sanders, who's now the head football coach at the University of Colorado. He is 56 today. And fans of the Today Show, one of the co-hosts, your girl, Miss Hoda Kotb, is 59 today. All my Leos, my Leo queens and kings, happy birthday. And if you are a Chris Tucker fan, good news, he is on tour, going on tour. I don't know how many cities. I know he's coming here on Friday night, September 8th at the Performing Arts Center. Chris Tucker, funny brother, Smokey from Friday, and the movies Rush Hour with Jackie Chan. Don't you ever touch a black man's radio. Chris is my dude, so I'm excited about that. So Chris Tucker, probably coming to a city near you, or coming to your city. I'm sure he's got a website, so just do a search, Chris Tucker, tickets, coming to your zip code or your city. All right, so in about 2 weeks, there's going to be a huge event here. Boyz II Men Conference, you heard me talking about it at the beginning of the show. It's a chance. It's a cross-generational conversation, sharing of ideas, wisdom, pearls of wisdom, knowledge, new ideas, energy, brotherhood, fellowship, love, all of that. A conversation from boys to men and from men to boys, because every man at one time was a boy, and every boy, God willing, will grow into a man. So the man, speaking of the man who was the visionary, who founded everything. As a matter of fact, we got everybody here. There we go. Let me click that button right there. Returning to the show, I'm so excited. I can't wait. It's going to be a couple weeks. I think we're like 2 weeks away. Anyway, you see Mr. Butch Kennedy, and we have Isaiah Hamilton down at the bottom of the screen, and pretty soon, I think, to the bottom right, we're going to have Brother Alvin Green, who was on with Butch before, so everybody can unmute their mic. Mr. Butch Kennedy, my family, my brother, how are we doing? And there's my man Alvin. I'm so excited, so I'm just going to let you, for those who are tuning in who may not be familiar with the event, give us a quick backstory, your inspiration for the event, and then let everybody the dates, and if the public is going to be welcome, if there's some moms or dads or grandparents or uncles or aunts that want their sons or nephews to be a part of this event, let everybody know how all that can happen.
Well, thank you, Geno. Thank you for having us, man. I mean, you mentioned everything in your opening statement, right? Once we get to be a certain age in life, we kind of look back on, our childhood and our younger days and figure out how we got here, right? And for most men, my uncle always told me this as a kid, as I was growing up. He said he wanted me to live my life to make the mistakes that I made so I'd be a stronger grown man. And I've always said, well, why don't you just teach me from the beginning so I won't make those mistakes, right? So I can learn that. So that was our argument all along. And that's what the Boyz II Men Conference is all about, man. We want to share our mistakes and our stumbles with these young men out here. And some of them have already fallen, right? And Michael Jordan always said, fall down 7 times, get back up 8 times, right? A lot of people who worship Michael Jordan didn't know that he failed so many times. And I'm here to tell you, I failed many, many times as well. And
we all have.
The gift that we want to
raising my hand.
And that's the gift we want to give our young men, right? We want to let them know that failure is not the end of the road, right? We want to
make sure. Can I jump in there? That's so important.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to jump in, but I just want to piggyback on that, because it's something that I've said many times on the show. I'm a motivational speaker along with doing stand-up and acting and everything, and an author, but failure, I think this is the way I look at it. Failure is only a failure when you don't try again, when you don't get up. See, the way I look at a failure, I look at it, it's life lesson. It's like, think of scientists that are working on experiments, and man, the thing blows up in their face and the experiment fails hundreds of times. But to paraphrase what you said about Michael Jordan, fall down 7, but get up 8. That means you keep getting up, you don't quit, because eventually you're going to get it. So
and that's what happened to Boyz II Men.
It's never failure unless you quit and give up. So I really wanted to piggyback on that, because I think that is so important that we share that message, not just with young men, women of all ages. That is so important.
Right. So with Boyz II Men in itself, we failed quite a few times, right? The first time we had it, nobody showed up, right? And we failed a couple of times where our sponsors dropped off, right? So we ended up having to sponsor it ourselves, because we knew that we weren't going to quit. We weren't going to quit on our young men out there that really needed to hear this message. So even if we have to sponsor it ourselves, we're going to do it. We're going to do Boyz II Men as long as we can do Boyz II Men, because I think that our young men need to hear from successful young Black men. Right. And that's exactly what we want to give them at the Boyz II Men Conference. And I'm honored to have these 2 gentlemen here with me, right? These 2 gentlemen below here with me. Amazing gentlemen. Both of them are engineers, man. I've mentored to both of them. They go out now and they mentor to my young group, the Boyz II Men Mentor Group, and they're phenomenal young men. And this is their day, man. This is the day that we talked about, Geno, you and I always talk about passing the torch, right? Because we can't do things forever, right? This is right? And I want to make sure that they're in a position, right, to where they can actually take the torch and run with it. That way, what I started.
Well, finish your thought. I want to piggyback on what you were just saying.
I mean, what I started will not end with me. And that's the part that I want to make sure. Everything that I start, I don't want it to end with me. I want to make sure that I give it to someone else to carry on.
That part. That's legacy. And that's something that we really got to do in our community, because the way I look at it, listen, I want to light you brothers' torch. I'm not going to blow my torch out, but I want to light your torch and let you run your race, because I'm running my race. And so I can't run my race in your lane, but we can run parallel lanes. And eventually, when I say, oh, you know what, brother Isaiah and Alvin, y'all go ahead, y'all can take it from there. I'm good now. I can tap out. But that legacy is so important, that we create that legacy, because eventually one day they'll be in a position to where they're going to light somebody's torch, and they'll keep running that race until they say, okay, you know what, I'm good, I'm going to tap out. Your torch is already lit, so just keep running that race. So Isaiah and Alvin, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. So a two-part question. What is the most for your generation? You gentlemen, Gen Z, millennials?
I really don't know where we fall anymore. I've heard so many things. People
So
at work call me
so
a
Gen
millennial.
Zs go up to I think like late 20s, late 20s, and now millennials are like approaching 40 on the older end, right around 40, and now down to like I think 20, somewhere in the late 20s. But that's really irrelevant. But just a younger generation, you're not Gen Xers or boomers.
No.
So
Right.
what's the one thing, and you both can take this question, or whoever wants to take it first is fine. What's the one thing that you hope to get from brothers like Butch and myself, and what's the one thing that you want us to hear and learn from or about your generation?
I guess one thing I would say is just like being able to know that we're a generation that is willing to seek and understand what is going on. We're willing to sit down with you and really uh, sit down and learn. It may take a little bit of time to figure out what's going on at times, but at the same time, patience. It may take a little bit of patience for sure. But we are a generation that wants to do what we need to do so that we can get to where we're going that much more efficiently.
So you will want our
We
generation, Alvin. I'm going to come to you. I just want to get clarification. So Isaiah, you're saying that you hope that we as older brothers and mentors show you more grace, or have more patience with your generation, and learning and listening.
Yes,
Am
yes,
I accurate with that?
yes, that's correct.
What about you,
That's
Alvin?
correct.
Isaiah took the word really right out of my mouth. I could just say one thing to piggyback off of that. Just the understanding that we're gonna do things differently. It's not to say that, the older generation did things wrong. It's just that the times have changed, and that we have now seen that there's another way about doing things, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're still gonna take the lessons that we learned, and we're gonna just enhance it. We're gonna add it to our repertoire, and then we're just gonna go out and do this just a little differently, not too different. I mean, some cases it may be real different, but we just want the understanding, and like Isaiah said, the patience, because it will take a while. It will take a while.
And Alvin and Isaiah, listen, what you're talking about, that's not a bad thing. You can't do things the way that I did it and Butch did it, because the times are different, the technology is different, and what you just described, and I know Butch will co-sign, is evolution. We evolve as humans. So you all are just part of the evolution, and the generations coming behind you will just, the plan and the dream and the hope is to evolve, to become better versions of ourselves. We learn more and more every day. We know things now that we didn't know 20 years ago, and 20 years from now we'll know things that we don't know today. Let me ask you guys real quick, and then Butch, you can chime back in. What is the biggest concern and fear for young brothers in your generation? And either one of you guys can take it first. It doesn't matter.
I think for my generation, and Isaiah, you can either agree or disagree, but I think it comes from, like kind of what I said. being misunderstood. This is the way that we may act just because it's different. We our emotions aren't understood. Our work ethic may not be understood. Our decision making that may not be understood. And it kind of like, so I know I've been in a situation when I haven't been understood in all of those categories, and it kind of puts a damper on me, and it kind of makes me feel kind of less than.
So Alvin, can I jump in? I want
Yes.
you to, for everybody watching, and I'm sure this can help Butch and myself. Could you? What does that look like? If you had to describe that misunderstanding, and if you had to just put it like in a headline, maybe on a bumper, could you just give us a picture? What does that understanding look like? Maybe a quick scenario or an instance, and because you talked about how it made you feel. So,
Right.
what exactly does that misunderstanding look like in human form and conversation?
So if I could give a quick one, it would be an immediate shoot down of an idea
Okay.
or an immediate shoot down of, saying that like Mr. Butch always told us, like, we were always taught that, boys don't cry. So if a young man comes up to you, is getting emotional, and a man says, "Hey man, suck it up, don't do that." That's an immediate shoot down, all right? And that's not something that we need to be doing anymore. That's not being supportive. And then we're right back to where we started, what we're trying to get away from. So that's in everyday life. Like if I bring an idea, I love Mr. Butch with all my heart. If I bring him to an idea, there hasn't been one time in which he said that's a bad idea or I don't like that. He's like, okay, tell me more. If he doesn't like it, if anything, he'll say, what, we try this, and we have a back and forth conversation, and that's exactly how it needs to be. It's not, since he's been here longer, not much longer. He's a young man right now,
Yeah,
but
right.
he knows everything. It's not that he really appreciates the fact that what me and Isaiah bring to the table. And that's honestly what you have to, what we need. We need to appreciate what young people bring to the table because even in the generation beneath us, and Isaiah will can attest to this with a young man we talk with, they teach us things sometimes. There's some things I didn't even know about when it comes to technology. I was like, man, I'm in IT and I didn't know about that, but I'm glad you guys told me. So I think yeah, that would be it. The immediate shoot down of an idea or an emotion or anything like that without
Isaiah, your biggest fear, Isaiah, concern?
Yes, I can totally agree with what Alvin is saying. Just like taking the time to really be understood and just really being able to get that time to really express what's going on because definitely we may not always have it all together right at that moment, but sometimes we need a chance to think for a second and formulate it correctly so that it can be understood with clarity and with it being concise. So yeah, definitely just being able to take the time and being able to deliver that in a form where someone can be patient and not shoot it down.
But Alvin mentioned about the whole thing, like, well, men don't cry the whole 9 yards, um,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
has been deadly. Um, I, what's really important is that young men and not so young men understand that we have to give each other grace and allow each other to feel comfortable, and as some people say, be in a safe space and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm not really feeling good. I'm not in a good state of mind. This is going on, and not judge and allow these societal norms that a culture that was not our culture, that was created not for us to succeed, which is a whole nother conversation. Be sure to watch last night's episode of my monologue and the night before, um, because what happens a lot of times when we are not, and it's not just young men, Butch, I know you'll co-sign, when men don't feel that they have a safe space to be honest and to express whatever pain that they're having and feel that they're going to be shamed or looked at as less than or weak, they wind up self-medicating in very unhealthy ways. Drug, alcohol addiction, gambling addiction, sexual addiction, uh, suicide possibly. So those unhealthy forms, and it affects hypertension, anxiety, stress, heart disease. Your body's releasing cortisol constantly, which is not meant to do. That's the fight or flight hormone, but your body's not meant to be in that state of anxiety and fight, your body's not meant to be releasing cortisol constantly because it will affect your health in negative ways. Just talk to your doctor; he'll tell you that. But you want to piggyback on that, and make sure you give everybody this watching. I got a lot of people watching. Information if they want to attend, what they need to do, how to make it happen, and the dates and time.
Wow. So, I mean, there was so much to unpack here, man. So many things said for me to totally unpack. My thing is, I've learned more from these gentlemen than they could ever imagine, right? I mean, when we started this Boyz II Men mentorship, right? I said, this is your guys' thing to handle. And they look at me like, yeah, right. This is really right. Is that really what you're saying? And I give it to them. You know, it's like I was driving a Pinto for 20 years and you know, I upgraded to like a Cadillac, right? And I said, here's the keys to my Cadillac, man. You guys go ahead and drive it for a while. And they're like, what do you mean? What are you talking about, right? So they might ding it a little bit, but there's always a body shop that can fix that. I'm not worried about that, right?
Right. That's what they got insurance for. Trust me.
I got insurance for these dudes, man. You're going to make mistakes, right? And I'm not, you know, my thing is, man, is that I want to make sure that these young men, right, don't have to grow old to learn what it means to be a man. Learn to fall 50 million times. Learn that you're going to make mistakes, right? And just like you said, man, the forum that we're having, it's basically a safe space for men to come and have some serious conversations, right? So men can be in a safe space, non-judgmental, and that's powerful, man. I've heard so many different statements when I get in these forums from other men because they haven't been able to have these conversations before. So it's important for us to do this. It's important for me to do this because exactly what AJ was talking about, you know, what we learn as little kids, that we grow up to learn that, right? Yes. We grow up to teach others that, right? Because my uncle taught me a lot of stuff that, you know, I took a long time unlearning, right? So we have to make sure that we give our kids equal level playing field and we give them room, right, to fail. Right. And don't judge them when they fail.
Right. And we all want to be the best version of ourselves, and none of us are perfect. And I say, I'm a work in progress. We all are a work in progress. But we can all help each other be better and not be afraid to not just tell each other that we love each other, but show each other that we love each other. Brother, I love you and I got you, and show it not by, I mean, words are important and great. Words, the power of the tongue carries life and death. But for me, don't tell me great, but I'm going to watch your behavior and your action. And I know young people having 2 daughters and having nephews and everything. Any parent knows that your children, they watch what you do before they listen. They what you say is one thing, but they are watching your actions and behavior. And if your actions and behavior don't match what you're teaching, you're going to have a problem. So Bush, before we run out of time, let everybody know exactly the dates, the times, and if there's still some availabilities, if there's some people watching right now want to come, or they want to, or who's able to come, and what they need to do to be a part of this.
So I'm actually going to punt this one here to my guys, right? Because this is their forum, this is their event. And I've often told them that, right? I'm going to punt this to these guys. So I'm sorry, because I want them to make sure they have ownership,
and Isaiah, my bad. Forgive me.
Yes.
You know, I just...
Y'all have at it, man.
Let me pose that question to you, brothers.
The conference is taking place August 26th. It is from 9 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Yes, people are still welcome. The ages start at age 9 and go up. All right, so it's not too late to register. It's honest. I mean, yeah, it's 2 weeks away, but it's never too late. It would be a crime if we close the door right now. It would be a crime. All right, so we're never going to do that. So please bring your young sons, your nephews, dads, uncles. You know, we'll have some things for the older guys too. We'll have some talks for them, so we all can learn and grow together. Spread the word. School starts next week, so I know we're talking to some teachers, letting the teachers know now. Like, hey, send your young boys out to this. We'll let us inspire them.
I love that. Isaiah, you want to?
Yes, I definitely concur. Yes, I concur with Alvin for sure. We definitely have more space, and we welcome anyone that is wanting to come out for sure. Like Alvin said, we're starting with age 9 and going up. But then at the same time, remember that we will be having different topics out there as well. So if you're interested in engineering, we have that. If you're interested in entrepreneurship, we have that. If you're interested in finances, we have that. If you're interested in acting,
I
we
love
have people that are
it.
actors.
I
So
love it.
definitely be sure to come out and enjoy the experience with us. We will definitely love to be able to host everyone, and definitely we are looking forward to having everyone there
What time does it start? You said it's
at
20,
9
9
a.m.
a.m.
August 26th.
So for
Yes,
people to
sir.
register right now, what do they need to do? Where do they need to go? If they can't go online, they didn't pay their cable bills. Is there a number they can call, or do they have to go to their neighbor's house and see if they'll let them use the internet and go online? Give us that information, guys.
Yes. So actually, it's free to come to the event, right? So
Okay.
they can go on Eventbrite, and they can view on Eventbrite and just search for Boys to Men. Matter of fact, you can just Google Boys to Men Conference right now. It'll take you right to all the information that you need for Boys to Men Conference. Tickets are absolutely free. It's our gift to the community.
Guys, will there be any walk-ups available on that morning, that the 26th? And it's going to be West Ashley High School. That's important. We got to give the location to, and give that address out for people who may be traveling from out of town. They can type it into their navigation system, whatever they have on their phone or their car.
All right, I got this one. So the address, like he said, it is at West Ashley High School, which is 4060 West Wildcat Boulevard, Charleston, South Carolina, 29414.
Wonderful. And will walk-ups be available to attend the event?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful.
We're not turning anyone away. We have well, hopefully we have some room available. Put it that way.
I'm so excited,
It's
brother.
filling up fast, Geno. It's filling up fast, but I'm here to tell you.
That's great, man. Well, listen, I want you guys to come back on a couple days before the event because I'm really excited. And before I let you guys go, Butch and Alvin and Isaiah, I'm really excited and looking forward to. I want to have a conversation about loving our queens. And Butch, I know how you feel about that. Loving our women. We all have mothers. We have grandmothers, we have sisters, we have nieces, we have spouses and significant others, and that is a conversation, a real conversation that we have to have, and we got to have a conversation about accountability as men, and just having a standard to where there's just certain things that are not negotiable. There's certain things that we cannot tolerate in our community because, we wouldn't be in the positions to be where we are now. Alvin and Isaiah and Butch, we are the dreams of our grandparents and great grandparents. My grandfather was born in 1888 in a little small town in Yazoo City, Mississippi. Here it is, his grandson, who he helped really raised as a man, taught me virtually who I am as a man is my grandfather. To have a media company and a television show and a radio show and to travel on the road, and for you brothers to do everything we are the dreams of our grandparents and ancestors, and everything that they had to survive. And one of the only ways they survived it was because they knew they had to stick together. So it's something I'm really passionate about. Butch, I know you are too. So I'm really looking forward to having that conversation.
Amen. The
Yes,
thing about that
same.
conversation, and we just had that conversation with these gentlemen here this past week, and we just noticed that all three of us, right, have gotten married within the past 3 years, right?
Wow.
So AJ, we happen to be Isaiah's getting married in September.
Congrats.
So
all right.
All right. He's getting married in
Thank
September.
you.
Yeah.
right.
So the thing that I really love about these gentlemen is the way they respect their significant others. And you know me, Geno, right? Everybody who knows me knows who the missus is, and it's no secret about that.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
And there will never be a secret about that.
Right.
Right.
But come on, we've had that conversation many times. So, and I'm looking forward.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having a conversation. But more important than the conversation, Butch, is how we live our life, how we walk
Right.
every day. It's about being consistent, because that's what's important. And Alvin and Isaiah, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. These brothers, yeah, they hear what we say, but they're watching. How do they live?
Mm-hmm.
What do they do?
Mm-hmm.
Are they consistent? Is what do
True.
they do what they tell me to do when nobody's watching? That's important. It's easy when the camera's on and
Mm-hmm.
folks are watching, but when nobody's around and nobody's watching, or you don't think anybody's watching, then how do you walk? That's and and I know these young brothers are watching, and his younger brothers is watching you all too. So that it's I'm so excited. There's so many conversations to have. Butch Kennedy, Isaiah Hamilton, Alvin
Yes, sir.
Green. I'm pointing. There we go on the screen right there. Final thoughts. Last 30 seconds. Anybody wants to close with anything? You got the floor.
Just remember that the men that are in your life, they are important. So being able to have access to people who are willing to mentor is so important for the type of growth that you can have in your life.
And give everybody that website once again where they can get some more information. And the address, Alvin, hit us with that address again. West Ashley High School and the website, or on social media, Facebook, where they can get some more information.
All right, so that address again is 4060 West Wildcat Boulevard, Charleston, South Carolina. Zip code is 29414.
Butch Kennedy,
Maybe
Alvin Green, Isaiah Hamilton. I will see you guys. We got to run it back a couple days before the event, and I'm really looking forward to the 26th. May God continue to bless and have favor. Isaiah, congratulations. Soon to be newlywed. So you're going to make sure you got that registry information so everybody can hit that registry up, man.
Yeah,
Or that
for
Zelle
sure.
and Cash App. So you're gonna hit that up when we run it back, man. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you, brothers. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Great conversation. I'm really so excited about this event. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and you, and you, and especially you, and God most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Please, if you missed last night's episode and Monday's episode, my monologue was probably the most intense monologue, and if you watch me on a regular basis, you know I'm intense all the time. Was just talking about what happened in Montgomery, and it was just one of the most important things that I hope that we all took from that, and how we build on that. Because there's always somebody, black folks, we can't stick together, we don't stick together. Well, we did. Now let's build on that, and I talk about how we build on it and what we need to do to build on it, and just some more details about what happened. So make sure you go back and binge watch last night's monologue and Monday's night's monologue. Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. He is the CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina Metro. Check him out on Instagram on IG, Kel B Cutting Up, KELBE. CUTTINUP. Allie Jones is the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show, along with Mr. Bruce Gage with the Mario Uomo collection and the Flyball collection. Check Allie out and her LX.NCL collection. She had a special summer collection crochet. He had a special summer crochet line. Handbags, leggings, swimsuits, tops, pants, and little scullies and beanies. So check out her collection, the LX, the crocheted, her LX.NCL crochet line. She had the summer collection, and she's going to be doing more in the fall. LX.NCL underscores that little dash. LX.NCL underscore. And if you're looking for, all my celebrities looking for stylists, just the bomb stylist, futuristic, way ahead of the game. Check out Allie Jones, and check out Bruce Gage and his signature line, his Mario Uomo collection and the Flyball collection. Check Bruce Gage out on Instagram, Miglio di Mario Uomo. You can also see the Flyball gear at that same IG page, Instagram page, MIGLIODI, MARIO MARIOUMO. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for watching, everybody. Go back and binge watch last night's episode and screen grab it and copy and paste and share the link with everybody. And Monday night's episode on fire. As always, be blessed. Pray for peace. We'll see you live, 6:30 p.m. Thursday. Now go back and binge watch those episodes. Holla!
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.